Well, it seems that fate has taken a hand in the game of Mooseberry, Who's Got the Mooseberry? For Rocky and Bullwinkle and the two spies are all getting ready to sail to the same place, Pottsylvania.
Yeah, 'cause that's the only place in the world to get mooseberries.
But Boris and Natasha, posing as tourists, seem to be carrying coals to Newcastle, for they are taking a mooseberry bush to Pottsylvania. Or are they?
Sorry, Miss O'Brien. You can't take that aspidistra with you.
He's not aspidistra, he's real.
Don't argue with me, Mikushla. Of course he's what he said. Why couldn't we take it?
Regulations. No plants can go abroad. We're on the lookout for a stolen mooseberry bush.
Well, maybe your sister can be plant seeder for us.
But I don't have...
This way.
Boris, what are we going to do?
I'll think of something.
Better hurry, look.
Sure enough, our heroes were headed right for them.
Quick, Natasha, put this on your head.
On my head?
Hurry. Okay, officer, we go on board now.
Now, just a minute, Mr. O'Brien. What's that?
That bigor is my wife's new hat. They get crazier every year, ain't?
Looks more like a bush to me.
Sir, you are criticizing my wife's taste?
Is that really a hat, lady?
Well, you think I would wear anything this ridiculous if it wasn't a hat?
I guess not. Go ahead.
And the two spies left just as Rocky and Bullwinkle entered the room.
I could swear I'd seen those two somewhere before.
Anything to declare?
Yeah, I declare I've seen him too.
They're right behind us. What we do?
Get orders from Central Control, of course.
But how? Radio's packed in trunk.
You fool, Natasha. Luckily, Boris Bedenov is always ready for emergency. Meet Dmitri.
Dmitri?
His carrier pigeon.
But pigeon is too slow.
Oh, not this one. He's only jet pigeon in world.
And quickly, Boris wrote a note, attached it to the pigeon, and sent it on its way. Just a few moments later, Dmitri arrived at spy headquarters overseas and delivered Boris's message. But unfortunately, the jet speed had blown off all his feathers, and he couldn't make the return flight.
We must contact Bedenov by radio.
So a moment later...
Calling Boris Bedenov. Hello, Boris.
Who said that?
His radio in trunk.
Return with mooseberry bush. Shh. Bring bush to headquarters.
Quiet!
Anything the matter, sir?
Oh, yeah, Captain Pitchfuzz. No, he's fine.
Make report to G1.
What's that?
It's me. I'm willing to I throw my voice.
Use code 3.
Say, that's great. I couldn't see your lips move at all.
Oh, it's nothing.
Make reports Tuesdays and Thursdays.
You must join the ship's concert.
Glad to. Quick, Natasha, into the cabin.
And the spies dashed into their cabin just as Rocky and Bullwinkle started up the gangplank.
Well, we're off to Pottsylvania, Bullwinkle.
Yeah, nice of all these people to come see us off.
Hello, fearless leader. What we do about moose?
You sure you got secret ingredient?
Right here.
Good. Then for moose... You heard me.
Boris, look. Coming up gangplank is moose and squirrel.
Man, what magnificent luck. Somebody down there likes me.
Sure enough, the gangplank went just past the spy's cabin, and in an instant, Boris had snipped the cables that held it up.
Look out, Bullwinkle!
And the gangplank plummeted down between the ship and the dock. On the bridge of the liner, Captain Peachfuzz was all at sea.
Get them out of there before they're squashed.
It's just a little late for that. Oh, you beautiful doll, you great big beautiful doll.
And as the crowd watched horrified, the huge liner slowly swung closer and closer to the dock and nearer to squashing our heroes. Don't miss our next episode, Summer Squash, or He's Too Flat for Me.
And now it's time for...
Time for the dancing fool, Bullwinkle.
Again? And now for one of our special fairy tales.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, there was a miller's daughter named Gladys who would spin straw all day long and sit up nights thinking of how she would like to be famous. Night after night, she would think of all the things she wanted to be. But as for figuring out a way to be them, Gladys was at a loss.
Oh, to be famous.
Just then, a strange little man appeared before her.
Little lady, I can make you famous overnight.
Who are you?
I am what is known as a PR man.
PR man?
Public relations, my dear. Public relations. It is my business to glamorize the unglamorous. In my hands, the pedestrian becomes splendorous, the prosaic resplendent. What do you do, baby?
Oh, I spin straw.
That's it. You spin straw.
So?
Don't interrupt. It's coming.
What?
The idea, the spark. I got it. You spin straw into gold.
Yeah, but I can't spin straw.
Doesn't matter. I'll do the thinking. Now I'll just contact the trades.
But wait.
Just leave it to me, please.
And so it happened that overnight Gladys did become famous. Of course, nobody had ever seen the gold, but through the PR man's magic, and since it had appeared in all the papers, the people believed it. All of them. Everyone. Even the king.
Gold out of straw? Bring that girl here!
And so Gladys appeared before the king.
I understand you spin.
Not only do I spin, but I am the best spinner in your entire kingdom. I am so good.
That you spin straw into gold, right? Well, I'm going to put you into a room full of my very best straw and have you spin me a room full of your very best gold.
But...
Of course, if you can't, you'll be locked forever in my darkest dungeon.
Oh.
Not so fast, king boy. Release that girl. My client is not giving gold away, you know. However, she will spin for you one room full of gold on one condition. That if she does, she automatically becomes your wife and therefore the queen.
Well... give me the pen already. I'll sign.
Gladys signed too. And the king left her to her task.
Well, now what?
Have I ever let you down, baby? Watch.
And true to his word, the little man spun a room full of gold.
Why, that's amazing.
I know. Now look, dear, our business ends right here. You are now rich and famous, so until your firstborn comes into the world, I bid you adieu.
My firstborn?
Just read the contract, my dear, the fine print right there.
So, Gladys read the fine print, and there it said in black and white that her firstborn child must go to the little man. Well, about a year afterwards, a beautiful child was born to the king and queen.
Hello again. I have come for the child, according to the contract.
What the little man didn't know was that in reading the fine print, Gladys had found the loophole.
I have found the loophole.
Oh, no, not the loophole.
Yes, quote, if the party of the first part, that's me, within 3 days discovers the name of the party of the second part, that's you, the party of the first part shall keep the party of the third part, that's him.
But that may not be as easy as you think. Go ahead, lay a name on me.
So Gladys laid a name on him.
Tom.
It was the wrong one.
Harry. Alfred. Dick. Bill. Lowry. Sam.
She spent all that day thinking of all the names she could, but none of them were right.
Oscar.
No.
Edward. Roger. Leon. Charlie. Theodore.
And the second day went as did the first, and as it ended...
Louis.
Like,
Gladys was in despair.
Oh.
Just then there was a knock.
Come in.
And the door swung open to reveal a very round man dressed as a town crier.
Like, you don't know me, ma'am, but I've got to hip you to some news. Like the other day, I'm walking through this cool forest when, ma'am, what do I see but this little cat doing this Weirdsville routine? Like he's going...
Skoo-skoo-ba-doo, oobop-she-bam. I am the Rumpelstiltskin man. The king's got his gold, the queen's got her fame, and their baby will have my Rumpelstiltskin name.
Now, isn't that just too cuckoo?
Yeah, cuckoo.
So the next day, when the little man appeared again, the queen said,
Skoo-skoo-ba-doo, oobop-she-bam. You are the Rumpelstiltskin man, right?
Right. Oh, man, I really goofed.
And so Gladys and the king lived happily ever after, and Rumpelstiltskin was never seen in the kingdom again. There were several reports concerning a young girl who could make diamonds out of turnips. But of course that was in another kingdom, and you can't believe everything you read in the papers.
Well, Rocky and Bullwinkle are up to their necks in trouble, and in water, too, for Boris Badenov dumped them into the harbor and a huge ocean liner began to squeeze them against the dock.
It's coming closer, Rock.
Up on the bridge, Captain Peter Peachfuzz, with his customary efficiency, was giving a series of conflicting orders.
Haul the hawser, half ahead, full astern, batten the hatch, bloop the bleep, smartly now.
But still the ship inched inward.
I can't hold it off, Rock. I'm folded up like an acorn bean.
The crowd gasped, for now there was only one thing between our heroes and disaster: Bullwinkle's antlers.
Will he hold Bullwinkle?
It ain't the antlers I'm worried about. It's that space in between.
Here, catch this rope.
But in the excitement, Captain Peachfuzz let the rope go on the wrong side of the ship. Fortunately, it caught on a passing speedboat, and slowly but surely the liner was pulled outward. A moment later, the boys were being hauled aboard the SS Andalusia in a cargo net. Everybody was overjoyed at the rescue. Well, almost everybody.
Dear diary, today I killed off moose and squirrel. Weather continues fair.
Boris, look, they're safe.
Raskolnikov! Now I got to erase whole page.
Well, the Andalusia finally got underway. For 2 days, the two spies remained hidden in their cabin. Then one morning...
Boris, look at mooseberry bush.
Sure enough, the mooseberry bush looked terrible. Its leaves had lost their luster, its branches drooped sadly. The spies quickly summoned the ship's doctor.
It's simple. This plant is seasick.
Seasick?
Yes, I recommend you get it out in the air and sunshine. A few quick turns around the deck every day should do the trick.
But that wasn't as simple as it sounded.
Look, it's moose and squirrel. Hide quick.
And the spies ducked out of sight as our heroes passed.
All clear, Natasha.
They are bound to find us sooner or later, Boris.
Come. We'll think of a way.
And so the next time Rocky and Bullwinkle came around the corner of the deck, they saw 3 new passengers in deck chairs.
Hello there, fellow sailors.
Are you having a bon voyage?
It's bit of all right, old chappie. Pip, pip, and all that sort rat.
Say, you must be English.
Well, I guess our little secret is out, my dear. Allow me to introduce myself. Sir Thomas Lippin Boris at your service.
Not Sir Thomas Lippenboris, the millionaire yachtsman.
Of course, old boy. See, it says so on card. And this is my wife, Lady Alice.
Howdy.
Charmed, I'm sure, darling.
And this is my Uncle Chamandiali, pronounced Chamley.
Hi, I'm Rocky, and this is Bullwinkle.
Pronounced Binky.
Sorry, chaps, Uncle Chamley is taking nap right now.
Looks like a keen idea.
Well, then why don't you have lie down, old chappie? Here, use mine chair. We will take walk around deck with your little friend.
Well, that's mighty thoughty of you.
Boris, you're leaving Moose with Uncle Chumley?
Of course. Then Squirrel go with us. And when we're alone, you get it?
I get it.
So will Squirrel. Come along now. Last one around the deck is a saggy crumpet.
And as Rocky went trustingly into the dark shadows of the boat deck with Boris and Natasha, Bullwinkle lay down next to Uncle Chumley. But when a stray breeze blew away the handkerchief over Uncle Chumley's face, it wasn't a person at all, but the mooseberry bush in disguise. Will Bullwinkle catch on for once? And what about Rocky, all alone with Sir Thomas and Lady Alice? Don't miss our next episode, The Earl and the Squirrel, or The March of Crime.
And now...
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
Again?
Nothing up my sleeve. Presto! No doubt about it. I gotta get another hat.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
Time again for Bullwinkle's Corner. Hello there. Today's poem is called Taffy. Taffy was a Welshman. Taffy was a thief.
You ain't kidding, Governor.
Taffy came to my house and stole a piece of beef. Hey, that's a whole cow.
So I'm betting my part a little.
I went to Taffy's house. Taffy wasn't home. Taffy went to my house and stole a marrow bone. Marrow bone, that's a whole leg of lamb. I went to Taffy's house. Taffy wasn't in.
You can't read. Sign says out.
I know you're in there. I can hear you breathing. Taffy went to my house and stole a silver pin. That's a pin?
Just poetic license.
Went to Taffy's house. Taffy in bed took up Marrowbone, hit him in the head. I went to Taffy's house. Taffy was in bed. And do you know what the last line is?
Of course. Took up Marrowbone and hit him in the head. What do you know? Unhappy ending.
And now...
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
But...
See? Nothing up my sleeve. Presto! Wrong hat.
And now it's time to meet Mr. Peabody.
again. Peabody, Sherman, and Sherman here.
2 Shermans, Mr. Peabody?
2 Shermans, Sherman. Yourself and the gentleman who made the historic march from Atlanta to the sea, General William Tecumseh Sherman.
The time?
November 1864.
And the place?
A long, dusty road in Georgia. The Wayback Machine responded beautifully, and in no time at all, Sherman and I were standing in line with 70,000 Union soldiers.
This is downright disgraceful.
Trouble, General?
You bet there's trouble, Sonny. I gotta get to the sea. The Albacore are running.
What's preventing you from marching, General?
That pesky bridge over there. It's a toll bridge, and the varmint is charging a nickel a man to cross.
70,000 soldiers at 5 cents a man?
$3,500, Sherman.
Sorry, mister, but no one crosses without paying me a nickel. Of course, that's today. Tomorrow's different.
Different? In what way?
Why, it's Free Bridge Day in Georgia. You can cross any bridge you want for nothing.
Oh, then General Sherman can cross tomorrow.
That's right, Sonny. He sure can.
Sherman could hardly wait to relay the news. However, I insisted we stay near the bridge until the sun went down.
But why, Mr. Peabody?
Because, Sherman, Free Bridge Day didn't begin in Georgia until after the Civil War. That toll guard is a spy. Under cover of the darkness, we made our way to the very middle of the structure, and there my suspicions were confirmed.
By the time I'm through, this bridge will never hold 70,000 men. Sherman will reach the sea all right, but he'll be floating, not marching.
You are right, Mr. Peabody.
I'm always right, Sherman. Now, we'll inform the general of this. Oh, and be careful where you step. The toll guard has removed 1 or 2 planks. Unfortunately, my warning was issued a fraction too late, for Sherman was already en route to a first-hand view of the river. The swift current carried him downstream while I raced along the shoreline, waiting for an opportunity to effect a rescue. At a point where the river narrowed, I came across an outdoor performance of Uncle Tom's Cabin. The audience sat enthralled, watching the drama unfold. It was Act 3, where little Eva was being chased across a line of simulated ice floes. On she came, followed by a pack of hounds, followed by Simon Legree, who in turn was followed by me. I plucked Sherman from the river, and thereby gave this performance of Uncle Tom's Cabin an unusual finish.
Thanks, Mr. Peabody.
You're welcome, Sherman. And now let us return to the bridge. General Sherman must be warned before he attempts to cross.
Free Bridge Day? That's right, General. You and your men can go over without paying me 1 red cent. That's mighty generous of you. I know, but it'll give me a good feeling to know that I sent you on your way.
Just a moment, General.
Oh, it's you two. You heard the good news?
We heard. But before you cross the bridge, I should like to make a slight alteration.
There ain't nothing wrong with my bridge.
I didn't say there was. And so, with 70,000 men looking on, I made a careful survey of the sabotaged structure. Now, do you have a piece of string on you, Sherman?
Will this do?
I think so. With the string, I secured 2 small sections of the bridge. All right, General, you may cross now. To the toll guard's dismay, General Sherman and his entire command crossed the river without so much as a quiver from the bridge. From the opposite shore, we watched the shocked spy examine my handiwork.
What happened? This bridge should have collapsed into the river.
Simply superb structural engineering, my good man. Merely a perfect example of distribution of weight.
I don't believe it.
So saying, he untied the string, and as day broke, so did the bridge.
My deepest appreciation for your help, Mr. Peabody, and please accept these.
A fishbowl for each of us.
Yes, my hobby is constructing small fish tanks. Well, on to the Albacore.
That's very interesting. I didn't think these became popular until World War II.
What became popular, Mr. Peabody?
Tanks, my boy. Sherman tanks.
Meanwhile, that mighty monarch of the seas, the SS Andalusia, is plowing on her way to Pottsylvania, home of the mysterious mooseberry bush. Little does Bullwinkle know as he basks in the sunshine that right beside him is the very bush our heroes are seeking, disguised as Sir Thomas Lippenborous' Uncle Chomley.
Nice day, ain't it? Must be beef. I say it's a nice day. He ain't beef, but he's pretty dumb.
Meanwhile, Rocky has started for a turn around the deck with Sir Thomas and Lady Alice, who bear a striking resemblance to his old enemies, Boris and Natasha.
Come on, Sir Thomas. This sea air's wonderful.
I say, slow down a bit, old plum pudding. We must catch a spot of bread, eh, what?
Okay. How's this?
But the pace that Rocky set was still too fast for the spies, and as much as they wanted to get near him, he was always just a little too far ahead.
Boris, I can't go on.
What's the matter?
My feet are killing me. I am used to high heels. The shoes are too comfortable. I can't stand them.
Come on, Sir Thomas.
Can't right now, old bean. Just remember, it's time for tea. Cheerio.
Okay, I'll see you later. Gee, he's a nice guy for a duke.
Back at the deck chair, Bullwinkle was still trying to start up a conversation with Uncle Chumley.
So that other fella says, "That's funny, you don't look Chinese." Ain't that a... Well, maybe not. Thinks he's so smart, won't even laugh at my jokes. Okay, don't talk. See if I care. You're just a sorehead, and I'll tell you to your face, too.
And Bullwinkle pulled away the handkerchief over Uncle Chumley's face.
Uh-oh. That there is a mighty sick uncle. Look at that face. It's green. Covered with little red spots, too. I wonder if he's catching.
A short distance away, Sir Thomas was gleefully boring holes in the bottom of a lifeboat.
Did I ever tell you, Natasha, I got a medal in drilling holes at USC?
University of Southern California?
No, Ukrainian Safecracking College.
Rocky! Rocky!
What is it, Bullwinkle?
It's Uncle Chumley. He's got a bad case of the red and green uglies and... Rocky, listen.
Just at that moment, a loud bell began to ring close at hand.
Lifeboat drill, take your stations, take your stations.
What is it, Rock?
It's lifeboat practice, Bullwinkle. Come on, this is our boat.
Mooses and squirrels first, women and children next.
Let's get in. Gee, it's getting foggy.
Little did our friends know that the voice on the speaker was that of Sir Thomas Lippenborous, who waited just out of sight with a pair of cable snippers.
Wait a minute. What about poor old Uncle Chumley?
Get him, Bullwinkle.
In an instant, the moose had grabbed the disguised mooseberry bush and dashed back into the lifeboat.
Don't worry, Uncle Chumley. You're safe with us.
Oh, he won't answer. Just sits there like a vegetable.
All set in number 5?
All set.
That's nice.
And the wily spy cut the cables holding the lifeboat on its davit.
Hey, help! Help!
Moose overboard!
And a moment later, Sir Thomas Lippenborous was waving farewell to the leaky lifeboat as it drifted away in the fog.
Cheerio, Moose. Goodbye, Squirrel. Peep, Uncle Chumley. Did you... Uncle Chumley?
Boris, what have you done?
Done. I've destroyed my own flesh and bush.
Well, our heroes have the mooseberry bush, but what good is it 1,000 miles from nowhere? Listen tomorrow for Adrift in the Mist or Fog Groggy.